Good morning. It's full of fog this morning. Driving into the gym. I got up and started working on some more marketing for YouTube. You can see and follow along with exactly what I'm doing by subscribing to the channel and just following exactly what I'm doing, because I'm posting exactly what I'm doing and how I'm growing it to get to my first $100 or towards $100 a day. I also had some really big news that I'm going to start building right now. Big news that's coming out at the end of February, so if you're slightly interested in this journey, make sure you stay tuned for that. Now, to get into today's video, I wanted to touch on Rad-140. Rad-140 has not only muscle building potential, it is a research compound as a SARM, but it not only has muscle building, it's very good potential for that. It also has, I believe it passes through the blood-brain barrier and has nootropic effects. So it's under research for, forgive me, for one of the diseases that affects the mind, and it helps with that. It also helps with retaining muscle for muscle wasting diseases, and it's effective at like a fucking drop. You know, it's effective at like 5 milligrams, I think it is, at a very, very, very low dose. And if I remember correctly, don't quote me on this, but I think the half-life on it is somewhere around 40 hours, 35 to 40 hours, so once a day is perfect. But it is only for research purposes, so it's not for human consumption. When I did research with it, I think I've done research with it twice, maybe 3 times. I don't remember my doses, but I think it was at least probably triple to 4 times the 5 milligram dosage. And that was, so there's a couple, I've taken pretty much all of the SARM. I've taken a lot of the SARMs that are available. RAD, I definitely noticed. Some of them you don't really notice, and if you're not really paying attention, you'll probably never notice an effect from any of the SARMs. Now, with Rad-140, I definitely noticed a difference. I didn't really notice in terms of the output, meaning the strength gains in the gym or the volume. Like, I didn't increase the amount of work that I was doing in the gym with Rad-140. I did notice a nice full pump. So if you know what, say, muscle fullness is when you're working out versus on a day where you might have high glycogen storage in your body versus on a day when you're a little bit more depleted, and the pump difference between the two, it almost felt like I had a large glycogen storage all the time, so I felt very full in terms of my muscle bellies. And the other thing was, I felt like I noticed the subcutaneous water, which is the underneath, so like right here, this on top of the muscle. I don't know if you can see that, but this sub-Q right here, the fat right here above, on top of the muscle that's above everything. So you got your skin and then the sub-Q and then your muscle. So I noticed the subcutaneous water I was holding dropped, and I looked a lot drier. There was like a lot more definition, I noticed. From a psychological standpoint, it was probably 4 years ago now, maybe 5 years ago, when I originally tried it, and I gotta grab some more of that. But when I took it, from a psychological standpoint, from both or 3 times that I took it, I noticed the same dryness in terms of, I didn't really notice my elbows or joints or knees or anything bothering me tremendously. I just noticed the look. I looked a lot fuller, and it could be a combination of the sub-Q water underneath the skin going down, as well as just a muscle fullness, or some combination of both of those. Because if I had less subcutaneous water getting held underneath the skin, I'm gonna look probably a little bit fuller, just from the standpoint that the insertions are gonna look a little bit deeper. The cuts are gonna look a little bit deeper. But from the psychological standpoint, I didn't have, I noticed that I was more like on edge. I don't know if it was something that was going on in my life at that moment, because the couple times that I did research with it, but I definitely noticed that I was a little bit more on edge. Just, I felt like in general, but it could have been other life circumstances. So, but I did notice that both, or I know I definitely researched with it twice, possibly 3 times, but I don't remember because it was so long ago. But I'm going to more than likely try researching again within the next month or few months, and I will update that as it comes along. If you have any questions about any of this, leave them down below in the comments, or hit me up on Instagram at sam.stolt, S-T-O-L-T, and I'll make sure to get back to you. I enjoy this kind of stuff, and I enjoy talking about it. Also, if you do have any questions or you want to follow along with what I'm doing, make sure you press that subscribe button and follow along with my path. And stay tuned for the update. There's a giant update coming at the end of February of 2019. I'm very excited to be announcing that when it gets closer, and I will keep hyping it until it's here. It's going to be the biggest announcement on this channel. Anyways, subscribe, press that little bell notification so you get notified every single time I drop one of these earth-shattering videos, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.